Hey there, hi there, Geminis. Welcome to your Timeless Edition reading. Um, so, yeah, this would be like your love dream reading, I'm feeling. So, yeah, Geminis, welcome. Please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It's totally free. To subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I really appreciate it because I love reading tarot and I love doing these readings for you, Gemini. And also, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button because that really helps YouTube see that these videos are liked and people are viewing them and enjoying them. So, thank you so much for watching my videos, Gemini. All right, so up first, I'm going to use these Mindful Soul cards that I have for you. And these are the cards. They have different stones or gems. So I picked three. So I'm starting off with this one because I really feel really drawn to this. It's so beautiful. It's like white and speckled. And it's called Kiwi Jasper. Okay, so this is communicate. This card, well, Jasper, Kiwi Jasper here, represents communication, self-expression, clarity. Element Earth, chakra heart, found uniquely in New Zealand, Kiwi Jasper is thought to blend Amazonite, tourmalines, and quartz into one powerful stone. Okay? In this special crystal, the communication power of Amazonite entwines with the grounding qualities of tourmaline and the clarifying quartz. The result? A gemstone that helps you express yourself more clearly, even when dealing with difficult conversations. In fact, Kiwi Jasper may aid you on how to better verbalize your feelings, choose a productive tone, and navigate many other aspects of sensitive communication. When to use it. During important conversations, when seeking inner balance as a thoughtful gift. Where to put it? On your desk or in your living space to encourage clear communication. Special care. Avoid exposure to harsh chemicals or extreme temperatures. I approach difficult conversations with an open heart and a calm mind. All right. So I definitely see that happening right now in Gemini because I feel like you're having a lot of dreams, um, or even just like thoughts, anxiety about like your person maybe cheating on you, or just, the fear that they would do that to you, that sort of thing. So this can really help with better communication, okay? To get to like understanding why you're feeling that way, okay? Then we have moss agate, okay? Another really cool one. I actually used to have a stone, a moss agate stone. Was it a stone or was it like a little, like, it was like a shape of like a little dagger? But, anyways, okay, so this is also communication, okay? This is prosperity and this is growth. So, from self-expression, you're gaining clarity, okay? And from communicating, that's your self-expression, okay? How you communicate. This is leading to prosperity and growth. Element, again, earth, and we have chakra heart. So a lot of heart and earth happening here, a lot of grounding and a lot of love here, your chakra heart, okay? So a lot to do with love here. Moss agate is a semi-precious gemstone that falls under the umbrella of quartz varieties. Its distinct feature lies in the green minerals woven into the stone, creating patterns resembling moss. Beyond its aesthetic appeal, moss agate is revered for its believed ability to boost communication skills, aiding in expression oneself with clarity and effectiveness. Earned the moniker Gardener's Stone, moss agate is also associated with attracting abundance and prosperity and fostering growth. When to use it? When seeking spiritual grounding and a connection with nature. Where to put it? Place it near plants or greenery in your office or creative space. Special care, keep it away from high temperatures and direct sunlight. My words are a reflection of my thoughts and I choose them wisely. Okay, so you want to probably have a different, I feel like you've already had this difficult conversation, Gemini, and you're like waiting for the results of what your partner's response is going to be. I don't think you're like, accusing them necessarily of cheating, but this could be some other underlying issue. Like maybe they're cheating you out of an opportunity, or they're cheating you out of something that they know you deserve, right? They know that you deserve to be respected, and it doesn't necessarily mean and involve like respecting, your monogamy. It could be respecting your boundaries. It could be respecting, the way you want to live your life. It could be respecting like the career that you want to pursue. It could be it could be it could be various different things. Okay, just like these stones are different. There's different various types of these stones here. Okay, there's different minerals woven into the stone. Okay, there's different things entwining here. Okay, all right. Usually when you have to like clear your throat like that, it's a sign like a source spirit is giving you like some important messages. Also, what I'm drinking today is Celsius Live Fit Peach Vibes Sparkling White Peach Edition. Yes, I drink Celsius's. I'm a mom, always on the go. So it's no sugar. So and it has essential energy, accelerates metabolism, burns body fat, and it's got that boost of caffeine in it that I need. Okay, because if it's not Starbucks, it's probably a Celsius. All right. Anyway, so we have rainbow fluorite. I love this one. It's so pretty. It's like green, like a limeish green stone with like really beautiful fuchsia pink. Okay. Like intertwined in there. Okay. So we have balance, harmony, and intuition. Okay, element air, chakra, third eye. Rainbow fluorite is a stunning, colorful crystal. It's renowned for its remarkable capacity to balance and harmonize energies. Aligned with the third eye chakra, it actively promotes intuition and clarity of thought through its vibrant array of colors. This energetic stone is particularly beneficial for individuals seeking to enhance self confidence or those burdened by unrealistic expectations from others. Its ability to clarify confusion provides reassurance to your inner voice, fostering a sense of clarity and confidence. When to use it during meditation, decision making, or moments of self reflection. Where to put it. Place it on your desk or workspace to boost mental focus and creativity. Special care. Keep it away from direct sunlight to preserve its vibrant colors. The only expectations that matter are the ones I set for myself. Exactly. So you're Gemini, you're very much like embodying this rainbow fluorite right now, okay? Big time. You are somebody that honestly like you don't let others people's expectations of you um may be the deciding factor in how you live your life, okay? And I feel like you can only handle so much, Geminis, and it's not really in your like prerogative to take on more responsibility than you can handle. So you usually will pass it on to somebody else if you can't do it yourself. And that's a very noble thing within itself because not a lot of people can honestly say that. Some people take on way too much workload. Okay. I'm somebody who does that. I'm a Capricorn. Okay. I do that all the time. I take on way much more than I can handle. But then once I release it, it's like a huge lift has been weighted. It has been like weighted off me. It's like it has been lifted off me. Okay. Instead of feeling the weight and pressure of some sort of responsibility or multiple responsibilities. So I think that's why, Gemini, you're having these dreams and these thoughts of your person potentially cheating on you. And I don't think if you are even with somebody, but if you're not with somebody and you're still getting dreams that people are cheating you out of opportunities or people are taking um, opportunities away from you that you deserve. Okay, so you're trying to balance those scales a little bit onto like your side of the scale. There is like, I deserve these opportunities just as much as anybody else, so why am I not being given that support? And sometimes you're not given that support, by the people around you. That's why you're feeling like maybe your partner, you can't trust them, or maybe you know um, like it could be anybody, really, family members, even. For instance, it could be a mom or a brother or a dad or a sister. that's like, or a best friend that you love them very much, and you know deep down inside they love you too, but they still aren't seeing what you need and how they can support you in the way you need to be supported. Okay, so sometimes you have to go out there and just get it and take it, right? So we have all is connected here. Okay, and I feel like that very much resonates, that energy resonates with you very strongly, Gemini, at this time, because, and you have the number 12 as well. So there's the fall leaves here, and there's green grass. So it looks like summertime, but you have like fall maple leaves. And then you have this girl with like a white dress, green leaves on her dress. She's wearing red shoes. She's sitting on a stump, a tree stump, and she's got long brown hair, waving in the wind here. Okay, let your spirit guide you on the right path here. Okay, towards self-expression. All right, and then we have here Eva or Ava. Is it Ava? Ava, number 16, Ava. Okay. And Ava looks like she has like a snake necklace. She's got this really cool, like flowery sort of, almost like a cactus blossom, flowers everywhere. These kind of look like orchids, very like exotic energy coming through here, feminine, divine feminine energy, and then number 16. So all is connected, Eva. I don't know. That might be your name, Gemini. You might know an Eva. So yeah. And then we have 8, Red Garden. Okay. Another divine feminine energy. This time there's like a green parrot on her shoulder. She's got like a flower headdress thing. She is the flower. She is embodying that flower-esque energy. Okay. So a lot of nature, a lot of growth, a lot of clarity, a lot of earth grounding energy. That's where your heart is leading you, okay, on this journey here, okay? Now, let's find out a little bit more in depth of what might be going on in regards to your person, um, or this energy of feeling like you are being cheated on. Okay, yeah, we have justice, legal matters, divorce, legal papers, and court visit. Maybe that's why. Maybe you are now deciding, like, this is a deciding factor for you, Gemini, that's like, I'm not going to be cheated on. I'm not going to be cheated out of opportunities that I know I deserve. So maybe that is you choosing to divorce this person. Maybe that's you going to court and getting the your money that you know you're owed. Okay, so this is very literal sense in regard to what's going on the like emotional level plane, or the subconscious plane, or the dimension in which you are embodying dreams and you're having visions. Okay, so this is more to do with like the actual literal sense of how you're feeling and how you're literally dealing with it. Okay, whereas mentally and emotionally, I feel like you are creating like a beautiful nature-esque sort of like garden, like secret garden, like safe haven for you to go, and like almost like your temple, or your fortress. I don't know, something to do with like your home, right? Where you feel safe, and your home is a representation. If you ever notice when you walk into somebody's home, the objects that are there are representation of what they feel inside, but in the literal sense. Okay, they're all like symbolic in some way. So, for instance, I feel like Gemini, you're a very like naturey person by heart. I mean, your element is air though. So that's why I feel like this rainbow fluorite is like really trying to get you to discover what you need in order to prosper and grow. And sometimes that is tapping into a more earth like energy where you are more grounded, but you're using your air qualities, your air-esque qualities here to create balance and harmony and trust in your intuition here to prosper, to feel safe, to self-express, Gemini. And the dreams you're having are all of people and images that are like trying to hinder you, because I feel like you're always up against the odds, right? You always feel like the odds are against you, like in Hunger Games, okay? Yeah, unsatisfied, okay? Bare minimum, reciprocation, losing interest. You're getting the bare minimum of what this world has to offer you, Gemini, from these people or these energies that these people are giving off. But that's literally like not who you are, Gemini. You are not somebody who lives your life off of other people's expectations. However, you are being told you have to live off other people's expectations, and you don't feel like that is fair, and that's why you're seeking justice. Ghost, disappearing, cold and distant, no contact, leaving behind. You feel ghosted. Yeah, if this romantic person that you were, I don't even think there was like romance here, honestly. I feel like the romance is bare minimum. Okay, I feel like there's such a lack of romance, there's such a lack of commitment from someone else's side that almost feels like they've ghosted you. Okay, you could still live with this person. Okay, you could still, this person could also live very, very far away from you, but you feel ghosted by them. And if you live in the same place as them, you know, why do you feel so distant, right? And I feel like they've left you behind because they don't understand, Gemini, that in order for them to actually be with you, they have to try to be with you, Gemini. And that's something that they're just constantly not doing. Honestly, they're not giving in that energy that you need, Gemini. Water signs, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Okay, so this person could be a water sign, okay, that is, you know, the person who's ghosted you, okay, the person who's not responding to you, the person who is, you're sending out messages, you know, it could be sending out messages to a Pisces, right? Let's say, and this Pisces is not responding. Okay, this could be a sister, this could be a sister-in-law, this could be, I'm picking up on like a feminine, like a woman energy, because it is right over the Ava card. When I think of Ava, I think of the contestant in this new Survivor season. That's really awesome, and she has like autism, but she's like doing like amazing in this Survivor game right now. I'm like rooting for her so hardcore right now. But anyway, yeah. So it's like you have Cancer and you have Scorpio, and I feel like Cancer. I feel like in the past you were ghosted by a Cancer, but this is like somebody from your past, and I feel like that energy is still lingering with you a little bit, because I feel like you never got closure from that. And then you have the Scorpio. And I think Scorpio, again, I think that's somebody who's ghosting you. And they're leaving you behind. They're having no contact with you. They're being cold and distant. Okay, so why is this here? Facade. Yeah, putting on a front, people pleaser, hidden motives, weird behavior. That's why. The facade, the weird behavior, the people pleaser. Yeah, they they expect you, this particular Pisces and Scorpio and even this Cancer, I think your ex here, somebody that you had a relationship with in the past, okay, that ghosted you, that's still leaving you with those feelings of like abandonment, because I feel like you had a very, very, very strong bond with this person, at least from your perspective. um this was somebody who, oh, you know, they expected you to be a people pleaser. You know, they expected you to um, do to fit in their plan and their agenda. And when you said no, I'm not going to just be a people pleaser. I'm not going to just, you know, do what you tell me to do. Then things started getting weird, right? Then they started getting weird with you. They were putting on a front. They weren't showing you who they really are. Okay, get away, run away in the sunset, begin an adventure, and go on vacation. Oh, I love this, Gemini. Yeah, you're leaving this all behind. Okay, you are leaving all this energy behind big time here. Okay, Gemini, you're not going to be part of their facade any longer. You're not going to be a people pleaser any longer. So they don't like that, right? But your dream here that you've been having of, you know, your potential person or I guess your current partner or somebody you were partnered up with in the past, betraying you, right? Because cheating is a form of betrayal. So I feel like that theme, okay, is repeating itself every night in your dreams, Gemini, because you're seeing the real side of who these people are. You're seeing their real, true intentions, who they really, truly are deep down inside. They're putting on a facade for you so that you give them what they want. But then the second you pull back and you say, you know what, I deserve a little bit more respect than that. I deserve a little bit more commitment than what you're giving. Then that's when they take down the mask and they show you their weird behavior. They start ghosting you. You're seeing the real version of who this person is, what their character is made of. Okay, I'm not saying they're actually cheating on you, or I'm not saying they're actually leaving you at a mall somewhere and driving away, but because I think that's another dream of that happens quite a bit. But you are noticing like this is a metaphor. It's a metaphor for what this person is really about and where they are emotionally in your relationship with them, if that makes sense. Okay, communication, approaching voicemail, awaiting text. Yeah, Gemini, you want to have open communication regardless of whether or not that means you're going to get the answer that you want and you hope for, which is respect and support, which we all want, right? But you're still approaching it, okay, in the literal sense here, because right, we can't get inside people's heads and be like, what are you dreaming about? Like, what do your dreams mean? Right? Like, what are you thinking of? Where are you emotionally? But you can ask them those things. You can get to a deeper level with this person. And sometimes you're going to find answers that, you want the response, we all want in forms of relationships, okay, is, are you respecting me? Are you giving me my time of day? Are you hearing what I have to say? Or are you just staying where you are and giving me the bare minimum? And that's what you're waiting on, that voicemail, that text message. Okay. Union, reconciliation, coming back, second chance, and rebuilding. Okay. So if you were hoping for a union with this person, there it is. Okay. Maybe they did do you dirty in the past, but you want to reconcile with them. This could also be, your divine feminine, your divine masculine energies. Okay. That are finally finding peace and balance and harmony within you, Gemini. So don't forget that, because even if your ex or your sister-in-law or your sister or your mother or your dad or your brother or whatever, even if they're not communicating with you in the best possible way, even if they're not respecting you in the best possible way that they can, and they're not everyone is capable of that. But you are capable of giving yourself that. You are capable of communicating with yourself. You can start by sending messages to yourself of, messages of love to yourself, affirmations to yourself, letting yourself know that you are the best version of yourself, and that's what you're trying to strive to be every single day, Gemini. Okay, and that's a union within itself. Okay, then we have sneaky and gift. Very two opposing energies. Who's this sneaky little snake, right? And who's this person giving you this gift? So we have sneaky, fake profile, hiding themselves, plotting social media. Yeah, I feel like that's that. You're on your phone. You know what I think of? I think of like how you start following your relatives, let's say, for instance, okay? And I feel like they will check your social media for what you're sharing and what you're posting, and they'll like heart certain things. But then when you're like, okay, well, I know you like communicating with me online, but what about in person? And they never want to meet you in person. They never want to hang out with you in person. That's a fake profile. Like, that's a fake ass person. Okay, they live like 20 minutes away from you, 30 minutes away from you, right? Even an hour drive or so, right? Like they live close enough to you where they could come over more frequently. They could help you out more frequently with that, giving the bare minimum aspect to your Gemini. Even this could be even in your dating world, right? I tell this to I'm not going to name names or anything like that, but I will tell you this. I know a female, okay, and very close with her, okay, and she's often at times telling me like, oh, I am driving, I'm getting a ride to meet so and so, or I'm getting on a bus to meet so and so. And this is a male. She's talking about getting on a bus and taking a bus to go meet a male, right? In like, out a couple hours away from her or whatever. Or maybe even just getting a cab to drive, or Uber, Lyft, whatever is out there, right? To get a ride to go meet someone. And I'm like, why isn't this person picking you up, right? That's like the like decent thing to do. Like you're getting the bare minimum of a good relationship. You know what I'm saying? But like I know in today's society and culture in the dating world, um, it really depends on the person and the people involved. Like every situation is different. But I will say this, like for a deeper, more meaningful connection, from my experience, as the female in the situation, you want the man to, pick you up and be a proper gentleman. Like, you want him to, like, do the right things. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's very it's very different today in today's like society and world of what is like expected versus what you should just like deal with. But I am a strong firm believer in not dealing with anything, because I've had past relationships where I did put in 90% energy and effort, and the person I was dating was putting in 10%, and there was really like no dating involved, right? It was just them telling me what they wanted and me giving it to them. And then when I needed something so that I felt good and secure in the relationship, they kept pulling back, kept pulling back. That's not a healthy relationship. It doesn't matter if you're, you know, romantically involved with this person, if this is like a sexual relationship, or if you're in, say, because there is a difference between a sexual relationship and a romantic relationship. So there are these different elements. There are these different problems that occur when you want to be with somebody, okay, and why you want to be with this somebody and how you want to be with somebody. So that's where the communication needs to come in, and that's where there needs to be a solid foundation built. So I do see, these people are sneaky little snakes, okay? They want to create a profile online. They want a ton of attention from people they don't know or people they do know. They want a ton of followers. They want a ton of this, a ton of that. I'm a firm believer in building a profile for yourself, social media profile for yourself, to help you start earning income, to provide for yourself and your family, if that's your dream and your goal, promoting your business. That's all good and fine. But when it comes to like personal relationships with people, like family members or friends, and you are somebody who is like, hey, you only live like 20 minutes away from me. Why don't we like get together and go grab a cup of coffee sometime? Or why don't we go shopping together? We both have babies in similar age range. And this person is like, oh yeah, sure, totally. And then they never contact you back to make solid plans. And then why did you say yeah, totally, if you're not totally about it? Don't be fake. That's fake. And they think they're being polite, but that's not polite. Polite would be like, you know what? I just want you to show up for all my special occasions, but I'm not going to show up for yours. That would actually be polite, because they're being honest about their intentions, and then they're giving you that opportunity to decide if you want to be that person in their life that shows up for all their special occasions, and you're fine with them not showing up to yours. But I mean, let's be real. That's not really a good, healthy relationship. That's somebody who's just being selfish and self-centered and fake. So I think, Gemini, you have to really use that knowledge for power in order to control what you want out of life, Gemini, and who you want to be in your life. Okay, and that's your gift here. Okay, a metaphor for a gift. Also, you can buy yourself nice little things as well. Date, that's another thing. A lot of these guys out here today are like, oh, I'm not going to take you on a date, but I still want to hook up. No, you're gonna pay for a date like a normal person, right? Like, I still need to get to know you. I still need to know what you're like. I still respect myself. Like, hey, like, these are things that, like, you need to set standards for yourself, Gemini, because the reason these dreams keep occurring, Gemini, where you feel like you're being cheated on, or you feel like you are going out of your way to do something with somebody and then they're not holding up for you and they're not going out of their way for you, okay? You have to really show up for yourself, okay? Letting you know, surprise, thinking of you. Where's the surprises? Where's the thinking of you? Where's the letting you know? Where's the date? Right? So I understand a lot of people have a lot of different things going on every single day. They got work, they got more work, there's a lot going on in the world today. But if somebody is interested in you romantically or friendship wise, or just as like somebody they can lean on as like, a friend, that sort of thing, you have to make sure you're setting standards for yourself, Gemini. What kind of friend do you want to have in your life? What kind of romantic person do you want in your life? Are you ready for those steps? And if so, what does that look like for you in the future? Because if you are just sitting back and letting other people tell you where to be, when to be there, and you're not getting anything in return, you're not getting anything stable in return, you're not getting any long-term commitment. This isn't just, on the field of, finding a person to marry or date or live with or have kids with. This is something you want to think about, even if you just want a person, to go on a date with. Even if you just want a person to, grab a cup of coffee with and go, to the park with and have your kids play together. These are like deep things to think about, because I noticed that in a lot of relationships, people will be like, oh yeah, I want to be your friend online. I want to heart all your pictures, or like, I want to talk to you, or I want to hang out with you. And they don't ever hang out with you. They don't ever talk to you. And then you open yourself up and you do that and you show them that you are investing emotionally into the relationship and you are putting good energy and intention into the relationship, and you're not getting it back in return. And that's when you have to ask yourself, where is the justice? And why am I feeling unsatisfied? Okay, so once you open up that communication and you are seeing, what's going on out there, you're going to start to think of yourself. You're going to start to surprise yourself. You're going to start to let yourself know that you can take yourself out on a date. Like that Miley Cyrus song, right? I can buy myself flowers, right? I can paint my own nails. I can do whatever I want. I can talk to myself for hours. That is something you need to think about, because these other people are going to be preoccupied. They're going to be busy with their own plans, their own agendas. And when you put yourself out there and you show them who you are and what you're about, and they, you know, let's be honest, they're being fake and they're not being real, they're not being sincere, they're not on the same emotional level as you, Gemini. Okay, so that's why you are getting these messages of letting you know they're not there emotionally, they're not there mentally. They will tell you, like, yeah, I'm here for you, whatever. And but then they're not, but then when the time comes for them to show up, they're not there. So you got to be careful with people like that, okay? So there's many different layers and dimensions to all of that. But overall, Gemini, I think you're doing like extremely well um, in regards to, you know, loving yourself, taking care of yourself, being strong, being smart. Yep, I see new directions here, right? This is like one of those flowers that you blow and you make a wish, right? So I feel a lot of wish fulfillment coming true here, a lot of good positive energy coming through for you. Nature is your ally. Going outside and being more involved in nature, flower picking. These are beautiful things here. And you see this woman is comforting the younger child with the flower by picking flowers. It's a beautiful energy to be in. It's a beautiful energy to absorb. And that can be you, your adult grown-up self, taking care of your inner child, nurturing that inner child within you that loves being outside in nature and picking flowers and things like that. And also I see the number 11 and Queen Bee. Okay, Gemini. So you're the queen. Okay, don't forget that. You're the queen. So anybody who is saying otherwise, they do not need to be in your life. There can be a lot of queens. There can be 10, 20, 30, okay, 100 queens. As long as everybody's treating each other that way, you're fine. It's when they think they have the hierarchy over you and they think you're like down here and they're up here and you're like, wait a second, like we should just, the scale should be just be balanced. We should both be getting what we both need and both want and deserve. And they're like, nope. And you're like, wait, I want to be up here. And they're like, nope. It's like, that's not a friend. That's not a good romantic partner. Okay, that is somebody who is only thinking of themselves. Okay, so you want to be the queen bee in your life and you want to be surrounded by other queen bees. And when you start like projecting this queen bee energy, you're gonna start seeing that queen bee energy reflecting back on you. Okay, so that's beautiful. That's what I have for you, Geminis. Love and light always. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, please, please, please. And like, hit the thumbs up button because YouTube likes when I get likes. Okay? So thanks for that. Also, if you're feeling that queen bee energy, post a little bee in the comments below with a little crown emoji. All right. Thanks so much. Bye.